Lincoln Riley explained why Jalen Hurts won the job and told us who the backup quarterback is. Read the headline. And all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. So it's OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time, and today just got back from post-practice where Lincoln Riley told media who were assembled why Jalen Hurts had won the job in his eyes and why Tanner Mordecai is backup quarterback. Now, this is interesting as I learned a lot, talking Alex Grinch, Kenneth Murray Jr., Isaiah Thomas, man, who else? Jordan Parker walked in. Deshaun White walked in, Kenneth Murray Jr. walked in, Ronnie Perkins walked in. Good group of kids. Also cagey, but, that's what you expect. Riley gave about 6 minutes to explain why Jalen Hurts was the guy, and he said, hey, look, he had fewer bad days than the other two guys. The other two guys being Tanner Mordecai and Spencer Rattler. He also called it the closest competition that he's judged since he's been at Oklahoma. All right. I don't know exactly. I don't believe you because we heard that last year. And I guess you're telling me that Tanner Mordecai and Jalen Hurts are close in competition? I guess I need to see more Tanner Mordecai because the guy that you just named the starting quarterback, not only 26-2 as a starter, he's 14-2 against ranked opponents, right? He's a grad transfer, all right? Dude's a 2-year starter at Alabama. Okay, he's thrown 3 interceptions in 3 years. He has the goods to be a 3,000, 1,000 guy. But you're going to tell me that this was one of the closest competitions that you judged in the time you've been at Oklahoma? Cool, throw Baker Mayfield out. All right, got it, cool. Baker Mayfield's the guy. Kyler wasn't ready. And then we heard that Kyler and Austin Kendall. And you know what? Maybe this is just going to be what it is for Lincoln Riley. Whenever he has a quarterback battle, like he will next year, that he's just going to say, hey, it's one of the closest that I've had since I've been here. Both of those guys are taking it, about as well as you can take it. Tanner Mordecai being the backup quarterback, we all thought. Spencer Rattler being the red shirt, third-string quarterback, we all thought. I honestly think we would see Tanner Schaefer before we would see Spencer Rattler in a year where something happens to Jalen Hurts, something happens to Tanner Mordecai. I just think that's the case. I also thought it was interesting for him to just outline what he'd been saying in camp, which was it's really difficult to be the guy in the moment saying who's doing what and why. And you're taking it all in. You're taking it all in from how the players are receiving each of the quarterbacks, how the coaches are receiving each of the quarterbacks, what their traits are, what the offense is built to do, the kind of talent that is around them, what that talent can do, what that talent can't do, which guy takes care of the ball. All these things go into picking a quarterback. Right? And I understand that. I also know that Jalen Hurts is far and away the guy, which just means that I thought that we were going to see more of a battle for the backup quarterback job. Thought it was going to be Tanner Mordecai, but I thought it would be more of a thing. And Lincoln Riley definitively saying, hey, Tanner's the 2, Spencer's the 3, also tells you where they are in their development, right? And that makes sense because Rattler hadn't put on pads at Oklahoma until August, right? He gave up his ability to be an early enrollee and compete for the job in earnest when he decided to take on his senior year, which is fine, right? But at Auburn, Bo Nix got named the starting quarterback in large part because he's good, but also because he enrolled in January, right? And now it ain't like Bo Nix was up against Jalen Hurts. He was up against Joey Gatewood, which ain't the same thing. But when Jalen Hurts won the job and beat out Blake Barnett, he was an early enrollee as a true freshman. I think all of that matters. I think those 15 practices and the 8 months that you are on campus, I guess the 4 months that you're on campus before the other guys enroll in the summer, those things matter, especially if you're playing the quarterback position. And I think those are the margins, right? Because we're looking at a year where the number 2, number 3, and number 4 ranked quarterbacks in the 2019 class have all earned the starting job for week 1 as true freshmen. Max Duggan has a chance to be the 4th of those 4 at number 5. TCU to be their starting quarterback, which means that 4 of the top 5 2019 true freshman quarterbacks will have been named week 1 starters. The only guy not being named that would be the number 1 player in the 2019 class among quarterbacks, and that's Spencer Rattler. I think Rattler knew what he was walking into at Oklahoma. He also wanted to be coached by Lincoln Riley, and he wanted an opportunity to go win a national championship. I also think that in some bizarro world, right, Rattler going to Alabama, for instance, that could have been interesting. But I also think that Tua Tagovailoa is wildly overrated. Might be proven wrong, but I don't think he's all that, man. Like, I saw the dude throw, and I'm just not in on it. I think that that's going to be an interesting thing to watch over the next couple of years, because we could see Rattler versus Tagovailoa in a couple of years. I don't know. We'll see what they end up getting. Steve Sarkisian and Lincoln Riley both wanted Bryce Young. He's still committed to USC. The number 1 quarterback in the 2020 class is going to Clemson. I'm getting ahead of myself. But point here is what we learned was why Lincoln Riley picked Jalen Hurts. Dude was the best of the 3, made the fewest mistakes of them, had the fewest bad days in relation to good days. And that matters at the quarterback position, because you want a guy that's going to take care of the football first and foremost, and then it's about what he can do within the offense. And then you're also looking at experience and all the things that I mentioned. Tanner Mordecai, I'm sure, is going to get more opportunities to play football this year than we think he's going to get. Question is, how many is Rattler going to get? Because outside of South Dakota, I just don't see him playing much, because you don't really have that many opportunities to mop up other than maybe Kansas. And both of those games are in September. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.